Hey, my name's Andrew and I own a fishing rod building company out of Bossier City, Louisiana. And I wanted to talk to you today about how to remove guides from a fishing rod. I have with me a broken piece of rod that I found in a creek. And these are perfectly good guides that can be salvaged and reused on a future build. So I'm going to show you two ways to remove them. One is kind of a quick and dirty way that is a little bit more destructive to your blank, but it's a quick, easy way to just get a guide out of there and get using it somewhere else. And then I'll also show you one that's a little bit more focused on actually kind of trying to save the blank. Like if you're doing a repair job on a rod that you care about and you're just replacing a guide rather than just trying to salvage it, I'll show you a little bit gentler way to do so. All right, so we've got our rod segment hooked up in our wrapper. And the first method I'm going to show you is kind of the quick and dirty, just trying to salvage the guide piece. And for this, you're going to need heat. The key to this is heating up this epoxy to warm it and soften it just enough to remove this guide by the foot, because it's bound under there, under the epoxy and under thread. So if I don't care about the blank, I need a heat source. What I have here is just a little alcohol burner. So I'm going to light it, and I'm going to target the threads directly above the guide foot. And I'm pretty much just going to sear this epoxy, soften it up. Okay. Take a flat razor and scrape up along the guide foot and try and free it as much as possible while the epoxy is still warm. And you should be able to pop it right out. So if we didn't care about this blank, job's done. We got our guide. Throw this thing out. So for a more gentle approach, we still need to heat this epoxy, but in open flame, it's a lot harder to control what exactly we're heating and how hot we're heating it to. So when we're trying to save the blank, like say for just like a repair job, I like to use a heat gun. Just have a little cheap cordless heat gun, and it allows me to more evenly heat this epoxy so that I can try and peel it off of here a little bit easier and get it off the blank without damaging it. So we're going to heat it for a little bit. All right, it's nice and warm. So we're going to do something similar. For these though, I like to kind of treat it almost like a little scalpel and bring it down the middle some so that I kind of open up these threads right here. For this one, I might need to scrape it up as well, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just be careful when using a razor. It's very easy to slip and cut yourself. Epoxy can give randomly. It can slip. Let's see if we can pull this out. There we go. And now, while this epoxy is still warm, we're going to want to try and peel it off. So we cut our little, we have these little flaps from where I cut it down the middle. We're going to try and peel it away at that spot. Look at that huge chunk, just came off very easily. For the remnants here, you may have to reheat the epoxy to get it nice and soft, or if you get lucky and you have a little tag in like this, you can basically unwind it from underneath the epoxy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this epoxy a little bit just to re-soften it. And now I'm going to pull in the direction that the thread is wound. I'm going to pull a little bit to the side, and if you watch carefully, you can see that it is actually pulling the thread out from underneath the epoxy. Boom. And now, this is just loose chunks. Look at that. 90% of it's gone right there. Super easy. And then for any of these remnants that are left here, you can continue to heat and scrape. Ooh, like butter. There we go. Now, when you're scraping like this, you want to be extremely careful. You are running a razor along the side of the blank. It's very easy to gouge out pieces of the blank. If you do that, that will become a structural weakness in the blank, even underneath a guide foot and epoxy. And your rod is more likely to snap there in the future. So just be very, very careful. Make sure you're running your blade parallel. Just be very, very gentle. All right. So that's most everything off of there. Sometimes there's some stuff that you may not be able to get off without actually damaging it. But usually the last thing I do right here is I'll take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, denatured alcohol, ideally, and I will give it one little wipe down there so that it's ready for when I'm going to reattach a guide foot there, if I so choose. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure there are many ways to remove guides. This is just how I prefer to do it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm planning to publish more rod building tutorials in the future. Maybe some thread art, maybe some repair work. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Please let me know how I did. I don't often do YouTube videos, but with that, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all next time.